I hope you guys can hear me. Hello everyone, welcome to the SRL Americas tier. We are here for round number 10 of the championship. And this is, I believe, the first time this tier is getting live streamed. So, good morning to all in Europe. Or good night should I say. Good morning to the ones in Oceania and good evening to the United States people. Or the American people. Let's have a look. Who is going to be out on track? We don't know the weather, of course, so that is going to be quite interesting for this race. In the European Xbox One F1 League, we had a wet start, and then after turn 1 it started to rain already. I believe in Xbox One F2 it was dry, and in F3 we don't know that, but yeah, this is going to be quite interesting, and we got some cars going out of the garage already. Scappy is going out, Kashi is going out as well, and it looks to be quite overcast, so we may see some rain, but we need to turn down the audio settings a little bit so you guys can hear me a little bit better as well. But of course I'm not a native English speaker, so my English isn't perfect. But I'll try to do my best to talk well. So as always, I got the chat ready, so if you have any questions you can leave them in the chat. And we got a guy joining. I don't know if he started without him or not, or if he just disconnected. Hello Drawmaster, welcome. Ooh, the Red Bull already has wing damage. That's not what you want at the start of qualifying. But let's see who is starting a lap. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think the Toro Rosso is going to be the first one to start qualifying. So we're going to stay on board with him, but he also has wing damage. So, oh, a lot of people having wing damage there. That's interesting. And these people are all on the pits, so he's pitting. So he's not going to start a qualifying lap. And I'm really questioning why they got wing damage. But those people are going to start laps. If the Red Bull doesn't pit, he does. So if Julian starts his lap, he's going to be the first one. It's quite weird to say basically my own name. But is he going to start? Yes, he is. He's going to start his first qualifying lap. Let's grab the fastest laps. So into turn 1. Seems pretty okay. Then up to Eau Rouge, flat out of course. Especially with the new 2017 cars. Easy to cut that kink just up the hill. Especially in cockpit cam. But the first sector, what is it going to be? A 30.3 almost. Around around 30.3 seconds. So I think that's alright. Then coming up to the corner without a name. Very easy to cut or extend. Then up to Puhon. Is he going to take it flat out? No, he doesn't. A small little lift. But we might see it flat out near the end of qualifying. Then into the fast chicane. Slightly missing the apex, but that doesn't really lose you any time. As long as you can get a good exit out of it. And then into Stavolo. And am I seeing rain? I'm not too sure. I think I did see a small drop of rain, but into Blanchimont also flat out, and then coming up to the bus stop chicane. One of the trickiest corners on this track. It can make or lose lap time, so He takes it all right again, and then up to the line, and it is going to be a 1:44.9, and that is provisional pole. But we might see some people dive under that, so we're going to have a little look. Trace me with a 1:45.0, Maverick with a 1:45.9, and then we're going to wait for the few people to cross the line, and I believe Newton is coming around as the fourth man to set a lap time. So we're going to see what he can do. 1:44.2, and that is 7 tenths faster than Julian, so he's 7 tenths ahead, and this looks to be quite a competitive time. I believe the pole time in Xbox One F1 was a 42 something, and that was in the end of qualifying, so still a lot of time to find, possibly. And yes, I was right, I did see some rain, so some people really might want to get some lap times in. Kashi just started one, and he is on the super soft tires. And I think many will know the super softs is actually the better race tire. And he's going to cut this corner, so probably an invalidated lap time. But I'm not seeing a notification of it on the screen, so he might just about got away with that. But Skeepy, I don't know, but he is on a lap as well, so we'll go on board with him later. But Montoya starting his lap now, going into turn 1, he brakes really late, and that's quite a nice entry. But from the spectator cam the exit didn't look too great, but we'll see at the end of the lap if his time is competitive or not. And I believe a lot of drivers here in this tier are pad users, so Belgium, definitely a track where the pad can be competitive at compared to the wheel users. Unlike Silverstone, we had 2 weeks ago actually, and we got yellow flags. Who is that? And that is Kashi, and he crashed probably, or he just retired from the session. But he is at Stavelo, I think. And who is on a lap? Not Scapy, and he's pitting. So, going back to Montoya now. Welcome Liam Chris to the chat. Alright. Or Ian Chris, I don't know. I can't really read it. Sorry if I said it wrong, but you can tell I'm quite nervous. But Montoya is coming into the final sector now. He does have fuel to do another run if he wants to, but he might as well pit and go for another run. I think you can make that, but he is continuing. So, out of the final corner, what time is he going to get? It is P4 with a 1:45.1. Not many drivers setting a lap time right now, so they might be waiting for the last moment. Oh, these guys are not attending, I see. So, oh, okay, yeah, okay. This was a little bit new to me, but Julian is on an outlap again. Montoya is, I think he is still going. Let's see at the sector time. Yep, he is still going. 1.5 tenths up on his lap time. A little bit wide, slightly compromising his run through this corner. Mitch is also on an outlap, and I believe the championship leader, Dralex, is on a lap as well. Or he's going to start one. I think he's going to start one, but oh, Montoya running a little bit wide, but you don't really lose more than 2 tenths there if you do that. So his run might not be completely over. We never know how much he's going to improve until the line, of course. Still 1.5 tenths up. And exactly the same delta as on the first sector split, so the spectator mode might be a little bit wrong here. But as I said, we'll find it out at the line. And the other guy is going out as well now. But back to Montoya, out of the final corner once again. This time he doesn't have enough fuel to start another lap. But this time it's not an improvement. Even though the game says that it's an improvement. Let me check that one, as I'm not too sure. Nope, not an improvement. 6 tenths behind, and he got an invalidated lap time, unfortunately. So that's his run basically gone, as he doesn't have enough fuel. Let's see who's on a lap. Oh, who's finishing one. Here we go. A good turnout. All those guys are unfortunately in the pits. But 12 is alright. Oh, Montoya retired. Did he press the retire button? Yes, he did. Okay. Let's go see who is on our lap. I think Dralex is. And he goes P2 on the super soft tires. 4 tenths behind the pole man, Newton. So that is quite decent actually. That he is on the super softs and not too far off. Who is on our lap as well? Let's have a look. Also apologies for these camera movements. I need to check who's on our lap, of course. Formula Racers rejoined the lobby. Newton on our lap again. We are seeing quite a lot of 30.2s in the first sector, so that might be the time to beat in the first sector, of course. A car ahead of Trace Me, probably giving some slipstream. And let's see. Some people must be around the final few corners now. Mitch is, so we're going to stay on board with him until his lap is finished. Into the bus stop. Second gear. The air is open and he's going to go 8th fastest with a 146.5. Dralex on another lap. Still on the super soft tires, so he's doing 2 laps on them. Can he beat Paul? Yes, he can. 143.9, 0.8, sorry, and he goes Paul on a compound harder than Newton. So let's see if he can respond. No, he cannot. So far, this looks to be the top 3. Trace Me is coming into the final few corners now as well. And some other people are continuing their laps. Finishing their laps, sorry. And Kushi has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in, but Trace Me got 4th fastest, I believe, in the end. Not too sure if he improved, but this is going to be your starting grid for the SRL America Belgian Grand Prix. Dralex on pole position, almost 4 tenths ahead of Ham Newton on the ultra soft tire. So Dralex on the compound harder, of course. Julian VP in the Ferrari is P3 with a 144.5, 6 tenths behind the pole. Trace Me P4, Montoya P5. I go fast 838 P6, like me or not P7. Marika Skepi P8, Maverick P9, Derhunter P10, and Mitch P11. Kushi no time, and I hope he got back in the lobby as well, and Formula Rager no time as well. So let's go to the race. Skip that to avoid copyright. Red Setter has joined. Unfortunately too late for the race, as we already loaded into it. A Red Setter has left again. And it looks like no one is loading. Or they are all in the party chat to tell each other not to go yet, as some might need to change their setups. But it looks to be dry, and that was completely different to the European Xbox One F1 League, which saw rain at turn 1 of lap 1 already. But it's a bit weird that we have to wait. So that might be a bug, or like I said, they are waiting on each other. Like me or not has press advance, so we're going to start really soon. Once everyone is readied up, or in 15 seconds. So we do have a formation lap here. So this might give us a little bit of an opportunity to look at the standings quickly. Yep, we have a formation lap first, so the drivers are going to warm up their tires while we are going to look at the standings once again. I showed them before the stream started as well, but let's do it again. So here we go. Oh, that's the wrong image. That one should be it. So at the top of the standings, it's Dralex, the one on the pole position tonight as well, with 168 points. He got an 84 gap lead over Fat Twinkie Man. Then comes ERS Ham Newton in P3, Eteronja P4, both with 79 and 75 points. And then Carl Mitchell, not attending tonight, 62 points. Go Fast got 50 points in P6. Like Me Not 7th in the standings with 46 points. Spark the 4th in, or the 5th. I'm really bad with those numbers. But he got 39 points. Then it's 36 points for Formula Rager. Dr. Montoya got 31 points, and he is rounding off the top 10 in the standings. Then we got Kashi and Maverick with 30 and 26 points. And then we got Mati with, let's look, I can't read, nice, 19 points, and then 10 points for Movo, who is not attending as well tonight, I believe. Then we got Trace Me, Julian Rivi, Dax Huff, Kimi Raikkonen and Shoe Metal. So those are the standings. And then let's go back to the formation lap. And there you can see them all. Yeah, Trollex is dominating, appears to be. First lap was crazy at Xbox One Europe. Yes, it was. Unfortunately, it wasn't crazy in a good way for me. But yeah, many retired there, so hopefully we don't see the same here tonight. But good to see you around here, especially since you're from Europe like me. But here we go for the Belgian Grand Prix. The drivers are finishing the formation laps. So Dralex on the super soft tires, Newton on the ultra softs, Julian on the ultra softs, Trace Me on the ultras, Montoya ultra, I Go Fast ultra, Like Me or Not super soft, Skippy on the super softs, Maverick on the ultra softs, and Deer Hunter on the super softs. And then those guys are starting on the softs, I believe. Let's have a little look quickly. Yes, indeed the softs. But here we go for the Belgian Grand Prix SRL America tier, and we are now underway. It looks to be a decent start for Dralex, so he's maintaining the lead, or he's keeping the lead into turn 1. The Ferrari is being quite slow, and there's a Red Bull going off in the background. Let's have a look, and everyone is going through turn 1 cleanly. Up to Eau Rouge, the carnage place of Xbox One F1. Are these drivers going to keep it clean here? Side by side for the McLaren, a lot of oversteer there. Oh, there's a Mercedes. And that is just about going right, and there's a McLaren going off almost. And still keeping it quite clean, those guys. So it's Rolex at the end of the sector, still leading. Then it's Ham Newton, Julian VP in P3 in the Ferrari, and then in the Red Bull Montoya P4. Like me, not P5, and quite an exciting start. And there's Keepy going up the inside of the McLaren as well, and he got that move done. And what's happened to him? Yes, okay. So, after the second sector almost, this looks to be the running order, and there's an overtake going on. Montoya got past Julian, so he's up to P3 now, slightly running wide, but not allowing Julian to overtake again. Newton quite close to Dralex here. Let's see who is running low wings, and Julian taking P3 again, and that's Montoya making a mistake, losing positions, and that's quite close with the McLaren on the exit. And he might be overtaken by Dare Hunter as well, if he doesn't look in his mirrors. Oh, he's making a mistake, and that's the gravel for him. Oh, we have lost a Ferrari driver, and that's at Blanchimon, so that's the first retirement of the day. And Go Fast is making an overtake. Ooh, what's going on here? This is quite interesting. And this is 2 by 2. Oh, still side by side for the Mercedes and the Ferrari of Montoya and Dare Hunter. Oh, might be a little bit of lag, but the two did touch each other on the spectator menu. Ooh, Montoya almost hitting the wall there. And he got the wing damage, so that's not too great. That's the Mercedes going off. He lost it at the end of Rouge Radion, so unfortunately he got wing damage. Oh, so many battles going on, I don't know what to say. Formula Rachel getting past Red Bull of Mitch, and he's taking that place back. He might have let him through again, but we're going to see that. He is fighting him into no name, and he stays ahead. But let's grab the telemetry. And look at Marbury gaining 5 positions in 1.5 laps. So that's a great start by him. Not such a great start for Julian there, but Formula Rachel going around the outside there of Mitch for P9 in this race so far. And Mitch is coming back, trying the switchback line probably, but he doesn't get him into this corner, so the Renault now ahead of the Red Bull. And the gap between the lead is becoming quite interesting. The end of lap 2, Dralex and the Williams still leading. Newton with the fastest lap, so he's definitely gaining. Ooh, getting really close to the back of the Williams driver there. And he is setting himself up for an overtake at the end of the Camel Straight. I believe that's what the straight is called. Newton slightly better through Eau Rouge, so we might see him make a move. He opens the DRS on lap 3 of course. DRS enabled now. Dralex defending the inside line, blocking that line off to not allow Ham Newton to take the outside line or the inside for the next corner. And Dralex is giving everything to defend right now. And there's Dare Hunter pitting to replace his wing. And he's going on to the ultra soft tire. But quite some battles going on. I can't look at all of them unfortunately, but this one seems to be quite interesting as well. Let's see here. And have a look at the gap between the lead while we watch this battle. And Julian leaving the session. So unfortunately we've lost him already. And that's down to 11 runners. And it's quite weird to say my own name really. But like me or not, making a slight mistake. And he is going away from those guys. But again, going into the gravel slightly. Newton again with the fastest lap. The gap is 4 tenths now, so we might see another overtake attempt on the straight. Doesn't look like he's close enough this time to try anything. And nothing happening here as well, and that's Formula Rager pitting, also to the ultra soft tires, coming out just ahead of Deer Hunter. And I believe this Formula Rager started on the ultra soft tires, so he might have got damage, but even if you go to the softs you could still make it. So that's a surprising call to go to the ultras again. Oh, that's battle going on. Montoya losing a position, I believe, or gaining. Still driving around with that wing damage. And he is faster than the guy ahead, probably. Not in this corner as he's losing time, and that's... ooh, the Force India making a mistake there. And did he get any damage from it? If he possibly hit the wall, but doesn't look like it. Only losing time, and he is on the better race tire, so that's not what you want. And that is Dralex now responding to the fastest laps of Newton. So he is trying to pull away. Possibly had to get in his rhythm of the race. And if that's the case, he did find it. As he's pulling away by 1.7 seconds now. Not much going on as we speak, except this little battle, but even with the long straights, it can be really difficult to overtake. Is he going to be close enough? Nope. Still not. Well, still. He's not. But let's go look at this battle. The teammate of the championship leader, right behind Maverick in P4. Oh, this is interesting. Into Puan. Nope, he's not trying it. He's backing off and he's pausing the game. Probably to record a clip or something. Or he's just passing general to message. That could be it too, but he did pass the game. So that battle is not going to continue for the moment. Oh, there's someone pitting. Maverick hitting the pit wall there. Hopefully he didn't get any damage. And he is slowing down to possibly change anything in his MFD. But he's going to the super soft. No, don't tell me he's going to the super softs. Oh, he did go to the super soft. I think he slowed down to change to the softs because you can make that, but now he has to pit another time again. Oh, that is so frustrating for him. If he actually wanted to change to the softs, but Tralex pulling away by quite some bit now. The super softs are quite a bit faster than the ultra softs right now. Because of the tire wear kicking in, which is much better on the super soft. For the drivers on the super softs right now, that started on the super softs, they probably want to be pitting around lap 8, 9 or 10. And then go on to the softs. Unless they are godly on their tires and stretch those ones to the 16th lap, so they can go on to the ultras, but I don't see that happening personally. Trace me, still driving as well without an end plate. Same for Montoya, and he got his teammate right behind him on the soft tires, so we might see some team orders. But Newton is pitting from the ultra soft tire. Let's see what tires he goes to. Looks to be the softs. Yes, it is. Soft tires for the Force India driver, so he's going to try to go to the end. And Trace me is in the pits as well to repair his front wing. Montoya is doing the same. Let's see where those guys emerge on the track. Both drivers probably repairing their front wings, and they both are doing that. Montoya going to another set of ultra soft tires. That's again quite surprising to see. But Trace may going to the softs, and he comes back out on track right behind Deer Hunter. Well, right behind, 2 seconds. Might be 3 by the end of the straight, but Deer Hunter has to make another pit stop. It's impossible right now to complete this race on the ultra soft tires. So we'll see Montoya and Deer Hunter in the pits, definitely. And this is another battle going on. After the pit stops, of course, of some drivers. Oh, Skippy losing it, and that's his front wing almost gone. And he is started on the super soft tire, so he's going to have to pit now. It's not a problem, you can still make it with the softs, but it's not the ideal strategy now. Especially having to repair the front wing. So that's unfortunate for him, and he's now got Maverick right behind as well. And he is under steering off. Of the dirty of Skippy ahead of him. And let's see, there are some battles going on. This one seemed quite interesting. 310s was separating them by sector 2, but Skippy is pitting now, of course, with that broken front wing. So unfortunately for him, he has to pit earlier than he possibly wanted. And he must go to the softs, yes he is. So he's going to drop down quite a bit. Dropping down to P11. Last for the moment. But some drivers still have to pit, of course. At least one more time. And that's Deer Hunter going off. Luckily not losing it there. Quite difficult to do on the runoff area where no grip is really. But this is Trace me going up the inside here into, I don't know the corner name, but he's going up the inside of one and he's taking that position. Up to P8 for the McLaren driver. Nice clean move there. With the help of the DRS, of course. Like me, not really close at the back of I Go Fast now. And he did get a better exit in the slipstream. And the steering wide, but he is making up a lot of time. And he's now going side by side into Blanchimont. You can't really go side by side and he's giving up. There's not enough grip on the outside there. I know from my own experience that you can lose it there. If you are side by side, so very wise to give it up, but I Go Fast getting a time penalty. Not sure what that's for. Probably for speeding into the pit lane. But Newton with the fastest lap, trying to do an undercut on Dralex, and he is around 20 seconds behind. And the pit lane delta is 18 seconds, I believe. So the gap effectively 2 seconds. So if it doesn't get held up too much behind the Williams driver, his teammate of course, then we might see Newton taking the lead. You can see he's quite a bit faster on his newer tyres. Making up a lot of ground in those corners, and he's pulling alongside already. Not making it. Then into Puan. He's not going to do it on the inside, is he? Is he going to do it? Oh, yes he did. And that's a really good move, but he's running wide. And is he going to stay ahead? Yes, he does. But that's a great move there by him. Really trusting his opponent right there. Or his fellow driver there. So that's really good to see. Great from Lightway not to leave space as well, not completely shut the door. So Newton up into second position. And Dralix is pitting now as well. And this is going to be really close, where Dralix is going to come out on track. Can we see Newton take the lead? Both are very likely to run to the end. But the Williams going to the softs, and Newton coming around the final corner now. You may see him through the fences. There he is. And this is going to be quite close, I think. There's the Williams driver. Just ahead of the Force India. By around 1.5 seconds. And Newton already picking up the slipstream. So can we see an overtake? I don't think he's close enough quite here. But we'll see. DRS of course as well. And he is right in the battle for the win. At the moment. He's also having to save fuel. He is in lean mix. Or that's probably a glitch. Oh, Droll is making a little bit of a mistake there. Can Newton do anything? Nope, he can't. And that's yellow flags. What happened here? Doesn't look like anything happened. But we do have Deerhunter pitting again. So let's go back to the lead. And Newton's taking it. Taking it on the outside possibly. I'm so sad I missed that one. But he did get past him. So the Force India now in the lead of the Belgian Grand Prix. And now it's the case of defending from Dralix without picking any penalties. And most importantly, not crack under pressure. Time to drink a little bit. Newton taking a little bit of a weird line there, but still staying in the lead. Can the Force India hold off the Williams? We're going to see it. The DRS is quite powerful on the game. No slipstream anymore after someone left the lobby, unfortunately. So it's going to be all on DRS and just pure pace. Gosh. And Formula Ranger pitting. And he's going to the super soft tires. 11 laps is doable as long as you are nice to the tires. Mitch not quite close enough to Maverick in a Mercedes. And this is Dralix getting really close at Pouan. Skippy getting a time penalty. There's going to be 3 seconds added to his race time at the end. Straight at the finish line when he crosses it. On lap 22. Newton running a little bit wide, but that might be to go wide for the next turn and get better traction. Looks like it helped. But we got yellow flags on the start finish rates for no reason. Because I didn't see anything wrong there. So the game might not recognize the marshals have cleared any debris possibly, but Dralex does have the DRS, but still no slipstream. So it's going to be really difficult to overtake, and Newton slightly going defensive on the inside at the middle of the straight and going back to his racing line well before the apex, knowing he's not going to be close enough. So really Dralex has to do it in the corners, trying to make use of his fresher tyres by around 2 or 3 laps. And there's yellow flags. What happened? It's like me not passing Mitch. But let's go back to the lead once again. Oh, that's really close. Oh my god. He was at his gearbox almost. Okay. It is clear that we got a fight going on for the win, which might last until the end of the race. Oh, locking up slightly. Thankfully he doesn't brake too late and take both of those guys out. So himself and Newton. But those two pulling away a lot from the rest of the field. 20 seconds is the gap almost. So these two look to be the two to fight it out for the win. Newton not going defensive. Probably knowing the slipstream is not working. And that's Mitch pitting. And he's going to the super softs. So he might try as well to make these tires last to the end. But he's going to come out ahead of Deer Hunter. I was about to say, but it's going to be close, but it's not. So Montoya getting a time penalty now as well. So I believe we got 2 or 3 people with time penalties. The rest is clean so far. And this is a battle going on as well between the other Williams and a Mercedes. And not any overtaking is going to happen here. But we do have to keep an eye out on the lead battle. Will Dralex go for a dive bomb in the bus stop chicane? Like a Ricciardo move. He's looking, but not going for it. Probably awaiting his chances. We got 3 battles going on, and he is having a look once again. Not fully committing to the move, and Newton is running wide, so he might block him off. No, he's not. He could have done that, but he didn't. Probably playing it safe, and that's the Williams backing off. He was ahead entering the corner. So that's odd, really. But he may try again next lap. Let's go to this battle. Is there anything happening? Not really. I believe Like Me or Not has overtaken Maverick, because I'm pretty sure he was behind. So might miss that one once again. Oh, what's happening here? Let's look. Oh, they're going side by side. The Williams on the outside line. Can he take it? Oh, still side by side. That's really cool to see. But the Williams not taking the position. Great driving there by those two. They seem to have a lot of respect for each other there, so that is also good to see. Especially when these guys are fighting for the win. it's also a good thing that I have access to edit the standings. So after the race I'm going to do that, so you guys know the standings after this race straight away. But first we gotta do some interviews after. I have sent them a link on Twitter to a Discord server, so if these guys have Discord, we can talk to them if they ended up on the podium. If they don't, then unfortunately we won't have any interviews as my mic is not working on Xbox. So sadly we can't do it that way, even though that would be much better. But trace me at the back of Maverick, so Maverick losing quite some time now to Lightway not ahead of him in the Williams. But nothing happening here so far, as they are in corners where you can't really overtake. But again, Dralex really close to Newton in this corner and almost making the switchback work, but not quite now. In the slipstream, well, whatever you call slipstream right now. But not quite close enough just yet. A little bit of overstay there as well at Puan. Blanchimont, sorry. Trying to do an outside overtake, not quite working out as well. I'm still staying behind Newton. He must be pretty nervous while battling for the win. Trace me again. Quite close, and there looks to be some overtaking here. No, that's not an overtake, that's Formula Rager going off, making a mistake, and that's Trace me passing Maverick, who is pitting on lap 16, and he might go to the ultra softs this time. Yes, he does. 6 lap sprint towards the end, possibly for setting the fastest lap. But let's go back to Dralex here. And Newton, of course. Battling for quite a few laps now. I believe since Dralex came out of the pits. So at the moment, the only battle going on is for the lead, which is good. And by which is good, I mean that they are battling for the lead. That there are not many battles going on is a little bit less good, but sometimes the races aren't as exciting as others, so... Dralex still not managing to do anything here. Maybe into the bus stop, if he can go late on the brakes. Newton feeling the need to defend the inside line, going a little bit deep into the corner, and Dralex doing a beautiful switchback line there. Side by side now, on start finish, and Newton has the inside line, still quite side by side, so he can take the racing line, which he is indeed doing. Again, Dralex trying to switch back, but this time not gaining as much as the previous corner, so he's now setting himself up for the Camel Straight. He is gaining time through the DRS, but not enough to go for a dive. Again, he's looking for it, but can't really do anything there. Maybe here. He got a great run there. On the inside line. Newton leaving space, forcing him to take the outside for the next corner. Oh, a little bit of contact there. I believe I saw some little bits of front wing coming off. But he is staying ahead. And this battle is insane right now. Really good defending by those two. Apart from the slight little bit of contact, but that can happen. Newton running low on fuel, but again side by side, and this time it looks like Dralex has taken it. No, he's not. That's him trying to go around the outside there. And he didn't get the best of exits there. So Newton still in the lead. He only lost it for very small moments in this little battle. On this lap, well, little battle. Big battle. Again, Newton defending the inside. And he's going... Oh, yeah, that's not great. He's going off the track, and that is Tralex taking the lead. With 4 laps to go. Probably cracked under pressure a little bit and braked a little bit too late. And he is now paying the price for that. So, Tralex in the lead once again. Then it's Newton in P2. I got into P3. Let's have a look at how many positions everyone gained. And like not, and I got fast both gaining 3 positions, 3rd and 4th. And then Trace Me losing 1 position, I believe, if I can read nicely and correctly. And then we got Skippy gaining 2 positions in P6 after he made a little bit of a mistake at Puan, which lost him some time. And Maverick after his pit stop chasing down Skippy for P6, running in P7, 2 positions gained for him. Mitch P8, 3 positions gained. Dare Hunter gaining 1 position. Montoya losing 5 in P10. And then it's Formula Rager in P11, gaining 2 positions still off the start. And then Julian, our only retirement. And Dare Hunter is right at the back of Mitch. So let's look at that. I'm preparing myself for something crazy that might happen. We've seen it in the battle between the Facindi and the Williams of Dralex and Newton. But Mitch losing the back end a little bit at Blanchimont. Dare Hunter patiently waiting, deciding to not go for a dive bomb into the bus stop chicane. Mitch leaving the door wide open, and Dare Hunter is going to take that gap, and he's up into P8 now. And we got the Red Bull of Montoya behind those 2 guys as well. There we go, the battle for the 10th position, 9th position, sorry. Montoya taking it. So that's P9 and P10 for the 2 Red Bulls still. But this time Montoya is in front of the 2. And he is now trying to overtake Dare Hunter. Oh. Not a great line there, but not losing too much time. Like I said in qualifying, if you make a little bit of a mistake like that in that corner, you don't really lose more than 2/10, unless your mistake is really bad, but this one isn't that bad, so not losing too much time there. Still in the battle for P8. That's a left car. No, that's not a left car. This is a battle going on. 6 seconds ahead of Dare Hunter, Montoya and Mitch. Well, not a battle going on, but Maverick definitely is closing on the technically much faster tires. But at the front not much really going on after Newton made his mistake. And Dralex is pulling away by quite a little bit, so I don't expect him to lose the lead unless he makes a really big mistake. And I believe Montoya got another penalty there. Getting really close to that wall there. He is down on fuel, Montoya, so he might need to save that. And Dralex getting a penalty. And that's actually quite interesting. Let's look at that. Oh, just the wrong person. Dralex has 1 penalty. Newton has no penalty. So if he can get within 3 seconds, which is difficult, but still, if he can, he takes the win. Or if Dralex gets another penalty, which is unlikely, and Newton is in 6 seconds, then he can get it. But yeah, not much going on there. So let's go focus on this little battle here. Montoya once again with a broken end plate. We've seen that quite a little bit today, or tonight. Dralex with the fastest lap. Did I see that correctly? I think I did, so he stole it from whatever or whoever got the fastest lap before him. But Montoya losing time and making this little mistake doesn't help as well. And the understeering wide in this corner doesn't help as well. So this looks to be it. Dralex has started his final lap, so we're going to stay on board with him. I hope nothing else happens on the rest of the field. But we're going to go on board with him for the rest of this lap. And he's going to extend his championship lead. Into the final sector then. Comes Dralex. I had to look at his name actually. But looks to be 9 seconds ahead of Newton, who made his mistake into the bus stop chicane. Possibly losing him the victory here tonight, but this is Dralex coming into the final corner. He's going to take the win in the SRL America tier for the Belgian Grand Prix, and he's fully took advantage of that mistake by Newton, so congratulations to him. He is our race winner. And then it's Newton, who should ask to himself, why did I make that mistake, finishing P2. 18 points for him. Then it's I Go Fast in the Toro Rosso. Like me not getting himself a time penalty right before the end. But this is your podium. Dralex, Newton and I Go Fast. And then we're going to wait for the rest of the guys. Like me not crossing the line first for the guys behind the podium. P3. P4 for him. And then we're going to wait for Trace Me. Maverick getting a time penalty. Oh, That's not good. But Trace me finishing 1 second ahead of Skippy. So that's P5 and P6 for those guys. Deer Hunter getting P7 right at the end by Maverick possibly running out of fuel. Yes, he is. So he's going to drop down to P9. Montoya taking P9 actually. And Mitch moving up 2 positions because of the penalties. So P8 and P9 for the 2 Red Bulls. And the Mercedes dropping down 3 positions in the final corner. So then Formula Rager, the final car to cross the line. He's probably just paused the game because, well, no offense to him, but he's been out of this, out of contention for anything really. After I believe lap 12, lap 13, lap 14 or whatever. So unlucky for him, but not more than P11 for him today. And then Julian retiring, of course, on I believe lap 2 already. But not the most exciting race, but at least we did see a really good battle for the lead with around 6 laps to go. So that's been the Belgian Grand Prix. And I'm going to ask the guys if they have Discord to join the server I set up for the interviews. I don't really know any questions apart from how did your race go. So if there are people still watching at 3:45 AM in the morning for Europe, 2:45 for the UK, then definitely let me know something to ask those guys. If they are in the Discord, of course. So the podium celebrations there. But once again a rundown of the race. Dralex takes the win and extends his championship lead. 25 points for him. Around 40 minutes to complete this race. The only driver to get into the 1 minute 46s as the fastest lap of the race. Newton P2 after his mistake, of course, into the bus stop chicane, losing him the lead. I got fast in P3 with 10-second time penalties. Not sure if that got applied correctly. I hope it is for him, so he can take P3. But like me or not, P4, Trace me in P5, Skippy P6, Deer Hunter P7, Mitch P8, Montoya P9, Maverick P10, Formula Rager P11, and Julian VP, the only retirement. So let's ask the guys to join the Discord. I'll send them a link to the Discord server again in case they need it. We got the winner in already. So we're going to talk to him first. Let's go to Discord. I think we can just disconnect the Xbox One, so that's the Xbox off. Let's go into the Discord. Okay, Dralex asking how it works. Maybe Discord is new to him, so that's understandable if that's the case. Let's put the image there. There we go. Looks good. Hello. Oh, shit. I need to let my mic work. Hello. Nope, nothing. What's wrong? I don't know.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Wait, let me try to put headphones on.
Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Congratulations on the win at first. Um, Quite a nice battle between you and Newton. What happened? Yeah, just talk us through, really.
Well, I qualied on the supers because I didn't really know what my quali pace wasn't that good, but I guess it was. I qualied on the supers, uh, and then so I stayed out longer,
Yeah.
and then I think I kept the gap pretty much the same, but the track was very cold, soft tires. That didn't work out, so I locked up, and then Ham got beside me on warm tires, and yeah, he got passed, and then it was just a nice battle. I tried to he kept defending the inside, so I kept trying to go outside, and then I pushed him into a mistake. I guess I think he locked up and then went flying off in the chicane.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. He looked up and then you took the position, of course. So, yeah, congratulations again.
Thank you.
We don't have any questions from the chat. So, I don't have any other questions really apart from how your race went. Um, do you have any other notes apart from your race, maybe what you expected before the race?
Um, I was expecting it to be close. I really enjoy Spa, but it's not one of my best. For some reason, I can't really get the groove around it. So I was expecting it to be close, and it was, but it was fun.
That's the most important thing, to have fun.
Hmm.
Alright, so those are my questions really. So once again, congratulations on the win, and
Thank you.
see you next week.
Yeah,
Good night, man.
cool.
All right, see ya. All right, that was a little bit new for me, mainly. Let's see if we can get someone else in the Discord. Twitch. Okay, let's ask if anyone else is up for an interview. Is Newton in this Twitter DM? Okay, I asked if Newton is up for a chat because I kind of want to know from his view how he made that mistake. Mm, if he doesn't reply in a few minutes, then we'll just leave it. Probably the interview thing is new for those, so could be that they don't really know what to do. Um, Nothing in the chat yet. Oh, okay. Newton doesn't have Discord. Gonna ask about Go Fast now. And if he doesn't have Discord as well, we'll just leave it. I've actually just realized that I need to watch the stream back because I can't view the results right now. Okay, Go Fast is joining shortly. We got Maverick in the Discord server. We could possibly talk to him as well, even though he didn't end up on the podium. So at least it's kind of nice to talk to someone at least. So I'm going to mute my mic for a little bit. So as long as the stream is running, I'm still here. And when it ends, I'm not here anymore. So if I forget to say bye, then yeah, sorry for that. But I'm going to mute my mic and wait until someone is here to talk to us. So see you in a bit. Alright. I think we got Go Fast and a few other guys in the Discord server right now, so we can talk to them. Let's go in the channel again. Apologies for the waiting, but this is quite new to those guys, very likely. Let's mention him. Can you jump in this channel? Thanks. I'll actually put my mic down a little bit. Oh, okay, it's not something I can fix. Okay. Yes, hello? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me? Hello? Do you hear me or?
Hello?
Wait.
There we are.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Alright, great. Congrats on your podium.
Thank you.
I want to ask firstly, before I ask how your race went, you got a 10-second time penalty if I remember correctly. Did that get applied correctly? Or
Right.
was it the fault of the game again?
A little bit of the fault of the game. I cut a little too much of the curb going into the pits, just to leave room for like me or not to impede his race. So that's kind of what happened in that instance, and little F1 shenanigans, but it's whatever.
All right. Yeah. So now, how did your race go? From start to finish, I guess.
Well, not bad. Pretty smooth. First stint was pretty hard. The ultras kind of went off after like lap 4, so I think I went to like lap 8, so I can guarantee one stop in on the softs. But it went pretty good after that. Just kind of rode my own race, drove my own race.
Okay, that's yeah, doesn't seem too exciting, is it?
Not too much. There's a lot of little incidences that happen that kind of spread everyone out. And it's spots easy to happen there. It's a big track.
Yeah, that's the case as well. Yeah, but I do not have any questions again. Really, nothing in the chat as well. So, thanks for the short interview, and see you next week.
Alrighty, thanks, man.
No problem. See you.
Later.
Alright, let's go fast. So, congrats to him once again on P3. Let's see who we can get in. But I think the guys are playing F1 as it's saying that here, so I doubt they are going to respond. So thank you all for watching. Apologies about the waiting for the second interview tonight, but at least we got to talk to someone. So Newton not having Discord unfortunately, but thanks for watching to this SRL Xbox One America's race around Belgium tonight. and I hope to see you next week. I'm probably going to commentate that again. So yeah, see you then.